Okay, we're going to talk about do while loops. So I'll just say this. I don't like them. I don't know why. My brain just doesn't like them. But every now and then my brain insists on using them. So not always like maybe in the ideal case. Usually the ideal case, but sometimes I could use them. It would be easier to use them and I don't. And this is actually one of the cases, I think. So inside this, for one thing, notice I put this back to 4 because I prefer the 4 for this kind of loop, the outer loop. But there's an inner loop in here in the case where this is the first roll, right? Where you have 7 or 11, you win, snake eyes 3 or 12, and you lose. And then you have the default where you have to roll off for the point. The roll off for the point could be done this way instead of the way I did it. I originally had a while loop. And what I did is I rolled first, got the value. So this is the first roll. It's the second roll, or the first roll after we establish the point, whichever way you want to look at it. So I'm trying to see if I can get the point on this first roll. And what I need to check for is whether I got the point or whether I lost by rolling a 7. If I didn't win and I didn't lose, I would roll again. So what you'll notice here is that this same statement, assignment statement, where we get the result of the expression of rolling the 2 dice added together and assigning it to new roll. We do the same syntax twice, same statement twice. Once to get us started, and then once to get us started, and it kind of starts us off into this loop. And this loop may execute, the body may execute 0 or more times. This is an example of a sentinel loop because we don't know how many times this loop will execute each time it starts because it all depends on what's rolled by the 2 dice and the combination and all that. So this is a sentinel loop condition because it could never roll a point and never roll 7 in theory. I mean, it's very, very, very unlikely. I would say never, not never. In an infinite amount of tries, it will do it at least once. But you could have a streak of not rolling the point or 7 for who knows how long. It might be an interesting thing to see. Do a bunch of games and keep statistics on how many times this loop executes, see what the highest number of times is. What you'll find in statistics is that you know that something is stochastic is the word for it, if there are streaks sometimes. Anyway, so as a tangent, and I said this is going to be short, mainly because I don't like do while loops. But you can see this can be done more or less in a more succinct way by converting it to a do while. So the way to think about a do while is that the statement, the body of the loop, will always execute at least once. And for this particular algorithm, where we want to roll for the point after we determine what the point is, we have to roll at least once. We may roll the point, or we may roll a 7 on that one roll, and that's it. But regardless, we have to roll once. So it does actually kind of make more sense to use this. Now, they are equivalent in the sense that you can do the job with both. It just takes a little more typing to do it with a while loop. So what I'm trying to say is you could get away with never using do while loops, and I hardly ever do. There will be occasions where like my brain's like, oh well, this is how I should do it, and I'll do it. But in any case, this is how you would convert the one we have here to the. And I just want to emphasize, I might be confusing the way I said it a second ago, but these are 2 different ways to do the same thing. These are the same for this particular problem. It's just the syntax is different. The terms you'll use are post-test and pre-test. A do-while loop is a post-test version of a loop, which means you do the thing and then you test. You test after. Pre-test is where you do the thing in the body and you test first and then you do the thing in the body. It's kind of like when the Bugs Bunny cartoon or whatever it is, where it's like, you're going back and forth and switching to new meat. No, you don't know which one you started with after you get going, is what I'm trying to say. But that would probably just confuse a bunch of people. I hope not. But anyway, just realize what the syntax is. You start with the keyword do. you have the body of the loop first, and then at the end you have the test, the thing that usually goes up top of a loop, and it ends in a semicolon. So if you're tested on this at some point, I don't know if I would have it in a test, but I'm not going to say that I won't. So do look for it. These are the things that you'll be looking for, whether that semicolon's there at the very end. That's pretty much the only difference besides the do, right? Take this, put it up here, get rid of the semicolon and the do, and you've got a regular while loop, a pre-test while loop. But this is a post-test do while loop. So 5 minutes, I think that's enough. See you on the next topic.